record. First time I've done this show in the great state of Florida. I've been doing it for 15 years in Iowa. It's about as cold as Iowa, Tyler Bradley. You're another hack sitting next to me. But
yes,
I tell you what, we're going to warm things up this morning here on 1040 and look forward to a long relationship here on NBC Sports. And, if the weather was warmer, you couldn't have a better environment to do a golf show. We got the tee box. I've seen some guys that I wouldn't want to be out with because I'd be embarrassed. You said you
two of us.
And apparently you are as big a hack as I am.
Probably bigger.
I wouldn't go that far. I got to see Clifton's game, TC, though.
He's a big talker.
He talks a lot of game, and so do I, and that's the fun about the great game of golf is the enjoyment of it. On the tee is going to be a little combination of serious golf, tons of humor, a lot of Caddyshack, Tin Cup, some of the great shows at Happy Gilmore, of course, which I'm sure you know a little bit about that.
One of the greatest sports movies of all time. And I know the producer back at the station, Gerardo Gonzalez, may or may not agree on that one.
Well, I tell you what, it's a toss-up between Caddyshack, and I know every line of Caddyshack. That's how sad my life has been. I know every line of Caddyshack. In fact, one of the things we'll do with On the Tee as we progress is we'll be doing a lot of trivia, and most of it's just unimportant trivia. It'll be related to Tin Cup and Caddyshack and Happy Gilmore, but you better be an expert if you're going to win. And we're going to be giving away a lot of passes to golf courses and just have a lot of fun with this. And as I said, we're brought to you by Ferg Sports Bar and Grill. That's our 19th hole. I know you enjoy going down there. We've done some shows. And by the way, I got to do a plug for you and Rock. You guys are superb. I listen to you every day, and at 3 o'clock hour, just a great show.
Thank you. Really appreciate that. And it's a good time with Rock, man. He's one of the most knowledgeable men when it comes to sports to have on the radio, and it's just always a good time, 3 to 6. Love being able to be on the airwaves with him.
Does he got any game in golf?
That's a good question.
Rock, if you're listening, you're more than welcome to call in and brag or set up a bet. That's when your knee gets better, what we need to do is a foursome. You and I will take on TC and Rock.
Hey, sounds good to me.
Now, we're going to get a lot of strokes. We're going to get a lot of strokes, so we're not going to play them. Speaking of strokes, it's the first weekend of the PGA season, and it's from Hawaii. I had about 3 or 4 people lined up today and forgot that I'm in Florida now, not Iowa, which is the big enough time difference as it was. But these guys are in Hawaii, and I wasn't going to blow any of my opportunities to get them back on and wake them up that early. But they do have a tournament there, and it's the Champions Tournament. It's the Century Tournament of Champions on the leaderboard. Brian Harmon's in first place. He's back-to-back 68s. Dustin Johnson, DJ, shot a 69-68. He is tied for the lead with Mark Leishman. And then Pat Perez, and that's a great story. Pat Perez, I don't know if you follow that at all, but Pat Perez was basically, he was off the tour. He was just battling back, and he's had 2 or 3 great tournaments this wraparound season, and he's 8 under. Chris Stroud, Johnny Vegas. Now, I love that name, but here's the key. If you go on to golfchannel.com, it shows Johnny Vegas with a 9-iron opening a bottle of beer. You can't get any cooler than that. Name Johnny Vegas opening a bottle of beer. That's Caddyshack material, don't you think?
Oh, without a doubt, without a doubt.
Now, speaking of that show, your favorite scene from Caddyshack?
Anything with Bill Murray, really.
Of course, anything with Bill Murray. But what about the late, great Rodney Dangerfield?
I was never a big Dangerfield guy, to be honest with you.
What is wrong with you?
I know. It might be the age, just might be my taste in comedy. I'm not sure, but, I loved the movie. I thought the movie was great. He had a great role in it, but...
You are not a Rodney Dangerfield fan?
Not a big one, no, sir.
Back to school? I threatened to do that with my children. I said, the old man never really did finish up with a great GPA. Maybe I'll come back and bother my daughter in Chicago at DePaul. She wasn't too fond of that thought. Well, as I said, we're live from Cove Cay. This is the first go-round in the great state of Florida. I migrated down here in May and decided that a state that has this many golf courses and great tracks, and you can be talking golf from a course in January, which is very unusual. I just knew we had to get the show launched, and I want to thank TC, Tom Clifton, and 1040, and, of course, you, Tyler, and the entire gang. And I'm looking forward to a nice long run. We're going to go to a lot of golf tournaments. We'll be at the PGA show in Orlando at the end of the month, which is just a cornucopia of who's in the golf business, the new gadgets out there, as well as many of the greats in the sport of golf. And you'll be attending that with me.
Oh,
I'm going to have to educate you on the game of golf, because I am a hapless hack. And my show, back in the Midwest, there was 2 pros and a hack. And we had a golf tournament every year called the Hack Nation Invitational. And I think you might be my first member of the Hack Nation in the state of Florida. I'll have to get you some gear, Hack Nation gear. We'll be giving a lot of that away on the air as well. And in our second segment, we're going to talk to a good friend of mine, Mark Egley. He's a teaching professional in Iowa. I thought I'd warm people in Florida up a little bit by having him on the air and describe the conditions at Des Moines driving range. It's probably about 13 inches of snow, 12 degrees below zero. You know, all these whiners down here in Florida. Well, there's not whiners out here. Look at these people. I mean, they're hardy. Would you be out here golfing today?
Absolutely not. 1, because of the knee. 2, because of the weather. But you look out here on the driving range, and there's guys in short sleeves out here.
Hey, Tyler, nice work today. You came here in shorts and flip-flops?
When I first got here, yes, I wasn't aware that we'd be broadcasting outside. So I'm like, all right, we got the Fish Pod Network's mobile studio. We're going to be inside there. We'll have a good time. I'm sure they got a heater. And no, sure enough, I get here, and they're like, oh, we're setting up right out front.
I hate to admit this. This is the first time in the 7 months I've been here I wore long pants. And it wasn't because of the weather. I just, out of respect for Pat and Bill's driver, I wanted to make certain I looked professional when I came out here, and that's still tough to dress me up. But I wore long pants for the first time. It was tough to pull these babies on. Then I saw you with the flip-flops, and I really felt like a wimp because I'm a flip-flops and shorts guy.
No, I'm with you. And, to be honest, the feet don't really ever bother me. They don't get too cold. I originally was out here in shorts, and I live somewhat close here, so once I started to freeze, the legs started to get cold, not as much the feet. So I had the girlfriend run up a pair of pants, got those put on, and feeling.
Don't ever say that on my show.
Feeling
a
lot
girlfriend
more
had to bring you your pants. Come on, man.
Hey, I was teeing one up for you.
Oh, there you go. Well, yeah, don't say my girlfriend had to bring me my pants.
Hey, all I had was shorts. It was cold, man. I'm just glad that she was able to get them up here.
Absolutely. Hey, one thing that I do have today, if anybody is in the area wants to come out and see us, I've got, I can't believe I'm saying this on a golf show, but I got Labatt's to be a sponsor yesterday, and they gave me 4 stocking caps. And it's pretty sad. If I was in Iowa, that'd make sense. But I'm going to give away 4 stocking caps today here in Florida for any of these hardy golfers. Or maybe I'll just go out at the break and I'll have Tyler go out there and hand out. Well, all these swings out here are embarrassing me, and 90% of them are women.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That is really sad. That gives you an idea of the state of my game. Hey, as I said, Ferg Sports Bar and Grill is our 19th hole sponsor, and they are celebrating 25 years. You were down there for the 25th party, and it was a great bash, and I'm looking forward to, well, I told Mark, I said, I don't know if I've got another 25 in me. That put me at the old 8-7 mark, and I certainly wouldn't be on the air, and I don't think I would be able to help out at Ferg's, but I could be propped up in the corner like Weekend at Bernie's. No, you like that movie?
Oh, yeah.
Finally found something that made you laugh, my man.
Oh.
Had a couple of things. You can probably talk about this guy a little bit. Most guys that are periphery golf fans know a little bit about Tiger Woods. Well, Tiger Woods made the commitment that he's going to play twice this month, at the end of the month, in La Jolla, Torrey Pines. That's a track that he knows very well. He grew up in that area. And then he's going to play at Riviera. And regardless of 42 years of age, what people think, Tyler, it's great for the game of golf.
It might be. It's a great story for sure. We'll see if he can come back and return to form that he once was. I don't know that that's going to be possible, though, man.
That's not the issue. It's the eyeballs. Guys like you that'll channel surfing in January when there's no football games on, and you know that Tiger might be in the hunt a bit. You're going to, whether you like him or dislike him, you're going to want to see what Tiger Woods does if this comeback is possible. And a lot of people are Tiger haters, so they're going to turn it on. It's great for the game of golf because the eyeballs on television will certainly be watching him. All right, we're going to take a break here on the tee on 1040 and come back with Mark Egley, and he'll give you guys here in Florida a little bit of a warm-up call. We'll be right back.
You look good. You're rusty. You think
rusty. I gotta
No, you're doing good, man.
First one I've done there in a year and a half.
Wouldn't be able to tell.
Guys, the Miro mic is still live. So you guys talking, we'll pick up what you're saying right now. All right, cool. On internet, so only on internet.
Thank you.
Awesome, thanks. Yeah, I'm here. It's up there. Is that better?
I talk too loud.
It was a little over the middle. Okay, just it.
I think it was solid colors. The camera. Yeah. It's too hard to print.
Welcome back to On the Tee. Two hacks and a pro. Finally got a pro to come on the air. Good friend from Des Moines, Iowa, Mark Egley, and we are live from the Cove K Golf Club, and it's balmy here, Mark Egley. Thanks for joining us today. I know it's only about 42 degrees here, but relative to where you're standing, my friend, at Des Moines Driving Range, I bet it's balmy. What's your temperature?
-6.
-6, so we're only 48 degrees warmer than you. And it is brisk here. So have you been out hitting any balls this morning? Mark? I think we lost Mark. Tyler, have you been out and hitting any balls today?
Not today. Not today. Had to set up the equipment to get the fishing show going this morning, and I'm a little jealous that some of them are out here hitting right now.
All right, Mr. Egley, as I said, have you been out to hit any balls yet today?
No, I'm headed to teach in about an hour and a half. You know, our old friend Gary, he got his new shop all up and running with nice facilities to be able to teach people to play golf. So I'll be in there in about an hour or two this morning, and I'll be swinging the golf club again.
Well, actually,
Get
as
ready for Florida next couple weeks.
well, I'll be looking forward to seeing you. I'll be seeing you over at the PGA show, and you know, I'll go hit a couple of these tracks. But we're live from the Cove K Golf Club, and tell you what, this is a gorgeous track. It's right on the old Tampa Bay, and I've never seen so many Floridians bundled up in my life, my friend. They got stocking caps on, gloves, long pants. Of course, my cohort here's got flip-flops on. He tried to tough it out, but yeah, it's very unusual weather for Florida, and you've spent many times down here. I'm certain of that. Let's talk a little bit about your background. Of course, you played at Michigan State. You're a Spartan. Been a teaching pro for 1,000 years. You're about the same age as I am. Tell our audience a little bit about your background.
Probably.
I'm sorry?
A little bit older, I think.
I don't think you're older, but anyway, you look better, and you act younger. That wouldn't take a whole lot. So tell everybody a little bit about your background down here in Florida and your history in the great game of golf.
Well, I spent a lot of time down there when I first got out of school. I lived over in the Orlando area and played competitively a lot, and it led to a nice playing career. Over the years, it was very nice. My brother was a golf professional in the area, so we were always coming down and all our family visits to Florida. It seemed like it involved golf. He was over right there in your area. There was a facility called Waterleaf where he was a golf director for quite a while, and then over where Paul Azinger made famous, a place called River Wilderness. So I spent a lot of time at those places, and what was nice is one of my best players, Sean McCarty, lived down in the Lakeland area. So I'd spend time down there working with him, and I've always just fallen in love with what Florida offers us for golf. And it's been nice to my career. So it's nice to be talking to you and knowing we're going to be back down there, I think on about the 23rd for the PGA show.
Yeah, we'll bring them a little bit of that Iowa weather down here. Well, I think I already did. People are trying to get me out of the state already, and I wore long pants for the first time in the 7 months that I've been down here in the Sunshine State, and that was just out of respect for a great facility like this. Otherwise, I'd still have the shorts and flip-flops on. Hey, let's talk a little bit about, you know, you were very fortunate, as well as I was. You spent a lot more time with the King. Arnold Palmer and everybody down here obviously adores him and adored him. And, you know, I was fortunate enough that day over at Tournament Club of Iowa on Arnold Palmer signature course and north of Des Moines. And when we tooled around that day, and it was Dr. Tom Davis, the former basketball coach at Drake University, Boston College, and, of course, the University of Iowa, and yourself and myself. And talk about just a great day of hanging out with the King, wasn't it?
It really was. You know, it was, that particular day was the grand opening of one of his golf courses, the Tournament Club of Iowa, that he designed. And I've been fortunate. I met him back in 1973, and I happened to come from a hometown that had 2 tour players. And a lot of people didn't know that Arnold and Dave Hill were best friends on tour. And Dave was kind enough to tell him that, hey, I was the next upcoming kid that's going to make it from Jackson, Michigan. And got to know him really well that day. And from then on, I was fortunate to be one of those people he treated like family. And it led to a lot of wonderful times in golf. And sadly, I was out in California on September 25th. It was my birthday, and my son had also gotten to know him pretty well. He called me up and said he was in the hospital to have heart surgery, and he passed away. So I'm looking forward to maybe sneaking over to Bay Hill just to see how things are over there these days.
Well, I think you and I should take that trip together. You know, one of the things I tell people that I was fortunate enough to meet Mr. Palmer 3 times, and one of the things that was, and everybody said that, when they did his eulogy, they said that when you met Arnold Palmer, whether you were 7 or 77, he would look you in the eye, shake your hand, and ask how you were doing. I mean, you're standing there in awe of the King, the guy that is responsible for all these young kids now making millions of dollars, and was a businessman and, you know, good-looking, dynamic, charismatic, but he still always asked about the individuals that were coming up to ask him for an autograph, and I'll never forget that, what a kind human being he was. Genuine guy.
He really, really was, and it just, you know, if you wanted to think how nice he was in front of the crowds, he was nicer behind the scenes. And, you know, you don't have to go much farther than his autograph. I've never seen an Arnold Palmer autograph that wasn't perfect. And he always said that, hey, it might be the only time that I get to meet that person, and I want them to know that I appreciate what I've had in life because of their being a fan and their being a friend.
You're listening to On the Tee.
It's been about a year and a half now, and, you know, it's still funny to think he's gone.
Yeah, it's sad for the game of golf, but he left his imprint, obviously. You're listening On the Tee here on 1040 WHBO, and I have to say that, Mark Egley, because in Des Moines, Iowa, it's 1040 WHO, the blowtorch, and I a couple of times thought I was going to say WHO, but it's WHBO 1040 AM, and you're listening On the Tee, and this is Mark Egley. He's a professional in Des Moines, Iowa, very good friend of mine, and we're having a conversation regarding the King, Arnold Palmer, and the legacy that he left us. And, you know, speaking of that, Tiger Woods making his return here in January. At the end of the month, he's going to play Torrey Pines and then, of course, Riviera. But all these players can absolutely thank Arnold Palmer for the economic impact that he made initially to the game of golf. Wouldn't you agree?
It's shocking how little money they played for before Arnold came along. And, you know, a little funny thing that, you know, we pick up and see and remember things is 56 years ago, Jack Nicklaus got his, you know, earned his first paycheck in golf. And I think it was like $33.33 if my memory serves me right. And to think, Nicklaus, U.S. amateur champion a few times, and all the things he did that were great. And to think that Arnold and him were playing for that kind of money that, you know, you can barely go out and buy dinner for that right now. And you were showing up at a PGA Tour stop, you were paying a caddy, and what Jack and Arnold and Gary Player, you know, the big three did to make everybody's life better is just so monumental that people can't forget forever what he did for the game of golf.
Well, and think about it. Those days,
nice can get you someplace in this world.
Absolutely. And think about those guys in those days. They threw their own clubs in the trunk and drove to the next tournament in many instances, unless it was cross-country or international. I mean, they drove to the tournaments with their wives. You know, Winnie would ride with Arnie, and, I mean, that's just the way it was. Barbara would ride with Jack, and that was the way it was back in the day.
It's rather amazing that people became great then. You know, you look back at Byron Nelson, people wonder why he had such a great career. Well, he made enough money to buy a ranch, then he could go back to his a steady living. And if it's not for Arnold, you know, I can remember my hero, Dave Hill, being second on the money list to Frank Beard. He wins the Martin Trophy. That meant more to him than the money. But they only made about $150,000 for the whole year. And that was early 1970s. And to think that today, the guy that makes the cut and finishes in the top 30 or 40 is going to make that much money. And that's, you know, it makes as much money in a bad week on tour as they made in an entire year. And it's not just all inflation and, you know, the growth of the dollar. This is actually changing the whole landscape of the game.
Well, speaking of the game, before I let you go, the return of Tiger Woods, give me your opinion on his chances of winning a tournament in 2018. And I think that would be an incredible accomplishment. But if he's healthy, he'll be competitive. And sum that up for me as quick as you can.
Tigers, I was down in South Carolina when they had the tournament down in Mexico. I watched Tiger swing the club. It's just a joy to see him hit it. And then he was making putts. And there's certain things that happens in golf most everybody went through it with the chipping and the putting and the woes, and it's been one of my things is help people that have had the dilemma with the yips and things
30.
like that. And Tiger Woods, I think, will be one of those that overcomes all that, because when you can drive the ball and putt the ball, that makes up for a lot of goofy things that happen between the tee and the green.
Well, Mark, I'm up against a break.
Going to come back and excite a lot of people again.
I'm up against a break, my friend. I want to thank you for
15.
getting up early and taking the time to join us, and I'll see you at the end of the month down here in the great state of Florida.
10.
That's Mark Egley, live from Des Moines, Iowa. We're at 6 below zero. We'll be back here live from Cove Cay Golf Club on the tee.
Radio update starts now.
Counting down to kickoff for the start of Wild Card Weekend in the NFL. Coming up this afternoon in Kansas City as the Chiefs host the Titans, looking to snap a 5-game playoff losing streak at Arrowhead. The Rams haven't hosted a playoff game at the LA Coliseum since 1979, but tonight they'll take on the defending NFC.
So it's going through everything.
It should be needed.
This one? No? Okay. Maybe it's something else now. Sounds good, guys.
Well, it might be needed back to the station. You plugged something in over here, didn't you? Yeah, okay. That might be where. I
Gotcha.
think, I think there's someone else coming on right now, so she'll actually be using it.
Okay. There's another chair there if you need it both sides. Where do you want to?
Actually, let's put her on.
You want to go that side? You gotta be careful when they pick it up so it doesn't.
You wanted her on at 9:30, right? You wanted her to come on at 9:30?
Wait, what? I'm coming. Hey, Bob. Hey, Bob. Hey, Bob.
She's got a guy coming over. She's got a guy coming over. He's like the patriarch guy of golf here in Tampa. He's the one that facilitated them buying the course. He's going to come on the air. She's got some ladies to straighten up, and she's coming on.
Welcome back to On the Tee here on 1040 WHBO, NBC Sports. Mike Rickard. I'm a hack, sitting next to a hack, Tyler Bradley. You can hear him with Rock Riley each and every day, 3 to 6. And it's been some interesting conversation on this. We'll talk a little football before we dive into golf again. This UCF situation, I am behind you 1,000%. And I'm from Western Iowa. I've met Scott Frost on many occasions, and I applaud them for the move they're making. I'm thinking about going to Orlando on Monday
for that parade.
We've got a Ferd's depot right down there on Church Street, and I'm thinking of going over there just support the statement.
Oh, absolutely. You know, they've had an incredible season, and it's well deserved. It really is.
Well deserved, absolutely. I mean, think about it. Undefeated. I mean, I've listened to so many different positions on it, and in your position, I applaud. But I'm going to try to make it over there and root on UFC. I mean, I just think it's a great story. And I'm joined by a gentleman.
My name is Bob Whidden.
Bob Whidden.
Yes, sir.
You look cold, Bob Whidden.
No, I am from Northern Ontario, Canada.
Well, you should be accustomed.
No, I'm not. I've been down here too long.
Well, I moved here from Iowa 7 months ago. This is the first time I put long pants on.
Yeah.
But you know why? Out of respect to this great golf course, I wanted to look professional.
That's right.
Without flip-flops and shorts. And I figured, that Bill and Pat wouldn't be too happy if I showed up with, flip-flops and shorts and trying to upscale. But you're from Canada, huh?
Yeah. Your name?
Mike Rickard.
Hi, right, Mike.
Tyler Bradley.
Hi, Tyler.
Nice to meet you.
Mike, I'm on the tee, so just want to say
That's
that.
the name of the show, On the Tee.
That's right. Is it really?
Yeah.
I just want to say that we're very pleased to have you come here today.
Well, you don't know me that well.
I'll get to know you later.
Okay.
Maybe in the 19th hole. And welcome. You see what a great. Even today, we have this ladies' clinic out here at 9 o'clock that Pat puts on, and everybody's welcome. The ladies are all welcome. You don't have to pre-register. It's Bill and her husband Pat, both PGA teaching pros, and we've got a group teeing off here in about a minute from now, which I'm on the first tee.
What I want you to do, since you're from Canada,
yes,
I have 4 stocking caps from Labatt's.
Oh, I'd love to have them.
Take them. They're right over there by
Man,
the coffee.
thank you.
Take those for Canadian.
And they'll be used today for winners.
And I want you to come down to Ferg Sports Bar and Grill. That's our 19th hole, and I'll buy you a couple beverages.
I'd love to do that. Now, can I ask, on this station, is this the station that, and I hope I'm going to ask, he's from Cleveland, Paul Porter. Does anybody know if Paul's on this? No, okay. No. I moved here from Cleveland,
well,
Ohio.
I'm from Iowa. That's idiots out wandering aimlessly. So I really don't know anyone down here.
Well, listen, I want to thank you very much again, Tyler. I have a son named Tyler. He was the first Tyler ever, my son.
Hit him straight.
Yeah. Yes, okay. That's exactly what my boys just told me over there. Thanks, boys, and good luck, and we appreciate you being here.
And take those stocking caps.
I will.
Yeah, well, you know what? I wish I was going out with him. Well, no, I really don't, because I'd embarrass myself. He's got a stogie. That's why I'd really like to go out there. Take all 4 of them. Okay. Anyway, I'd be really interested to go out for a round of golf. That guy. And now finally we get someone that is easy on the eyes compared to us 2 schlubs up here, and the 2 hacks, and finally a pro. I just got done talking to a good friend of mine, Pat, in Iowa, Mark Egley, and it was 6 below. He's at his driving range in Des Moines, Iowa, and he's going to an indoor facility and give lessons today. But here you are. You're hardy. You're giving lessons and tips, and it's about 42 degrees.
Yeah, you know what? We're loving life. As long as you're dressed right, this is not a problem.
Well, as I said, I can't believe I'm actually doing a golf show in January from a golf course, and people are golfing. I love it. But being from Iowa, I'm not accustomed to that.
Yeah, well, here in Florida, we play year-round, and this is high season for us, and we've got a lot of people in town, a lot of Canadians, and it's not unusual for me in the wintertime to give a golf lesson with full rain gear on, 5 layers, and I'm giving a Canadian from where Bob's from, Northern Ontario, a lesson in shorts and a short-sleeve shirt and tennis shoes. They think we're crazy down here in Florida, but that's the way we roll.
We're talking to Pat and her husband Bill Shriver have Cove K, and I tell you what, this is a nice track. I drove around before I settled in here, and I'm going to have to come out and hack up your course. Of course, you'll have to have the grounds crew behind me once I get done with the divots, but maybe I need some lessons from you is what I really need.
Well, you know, we've got it all here at Cove K. My husband and I have been PGA professionals for over 25 years. And Cove K is a gem of a property. We're the pros here, and we also own the golf course. And we were fortunate enough to be able to buy the course 3 years ago. We just had our 3-year anniversary.
Congratulations.
And this is a diamond in the rough. There's water on 13 of 18 holes. It's along Tampa Bay. We're the only golf course in the Tampa Bay area that is along Tampa Bay for holes 13 through 18. So we've got a lot of bayfront footage. The only other golf course that would have some holes on the bay, I've heard that MacDill Air Force Base does, but that's not really open to the public. So we're it. If you want to see the bay and you want beautiful scenery and a real challenge, the golf course is tight, a lot of water. It's a lot of fun.
And what's it play at for a hack like me?
If you take it one step off the back.
No, I take women's tees.
No. Well, to accommodate everybody, we have 4 sets of tees, and it's a cool place because you can be a total beginner and come out here and really enjoy it. We've got a forward tee that is much shorter, so you can play an up tee and almost have like a 4,700-yard golf course.
That's a Mike and Tyler course.
Yeah, and then from the very back, one step off the back, the number is 6,100 yards.
Oh
However, it plays much longer than that, and we've had some long drive champions out here who were really impressed with the golf course, and they felt like even at 6,100 it was all they wanted. And because there are so many par fours where you've got to lay up, so you've got to hit your second shot from anywhere.
Dog legs.
Yeah, a lot of dog legs, but there are a lot of layup holes where you've got to hit a long shot into the green over water, so it makes it play longer.
Now, what's your longest par 5 from the tips?
Our longest par 5, I don't know the exact yardage of 17. That's our best, kind of our signature hole on the golf course. 524 from the back. 524 from the back, and that's a great golf hole. It's all along the bay, and the third shot is extremely difficult because you're right along the bay. There's water. The bay is on the right when you're hitting your shot in the green, and we have a pond on the left. So it's a narrow neck, like a peninsula, to hit into that green. It's also we have a beautiful Bayview Pub and Grill where it's very unique. You can sit in our restaurant, in our Bayview Pub and Grill, and there's glass around 3 sides. You can watch somebody hit their second and third shot into 17. You can watch somebody play 18, which is a par 3 over water, and you can watch somebody hit their second and third shot into the 9th green. So you can view 3 holes and a lot of golf and the bay and water all from our restaurant. So you can see all that. It's really cool. And we just put in a new fire pit. We've got a beautiful patio. There's so much going on here. We just love it.
I walked around in there, lost when I first got here, and it is gorgeous. But that makes me nervous. In fact, you may want to let people know if they want some comedy when I come out here to golf. They could sit there and have a good laugh. If you can see that many shots from the restaurant, they'll have a couple cocktails and look at the hack Mike Rickard out there.
Yeah, we can have a little contest, see how many shots it takes you to get in the hole from all those locations.
You'll need a calculator there.
Yeah.
You're listening On the Tee here on 1040 WHBO. We're live from Cove K Golf Club. We're talking to Pat Shriver. She and her husband Bill are the owners out here, proprietors. And so you guys are a ping house, huh?
We're a ping house. We do nothing but ping. We love ping. It's a family-owned business. We've been out to the factory. We've taken a fantastic tour of the ping factory. They build each set of clubs to order, and I don't really know that any of the other companies can say that. Like some of the big manufacturers, they might build 4 irons on Tuesday, 6 irons on Wednesday, and then when they go to pull a set, they pull from 4 iron, 5 iron, 7 irons, and you're not getting a custom-built set of golf clubs. And at Ping, the clubs are color-coded. We fit you to the loft, the lie, the length, the grip size, the type of head you're going to use. They have different model heads, different shafts, and we put all that together for the customer, and you customize what's in the bag. They can choose a 6 hybrid. They can have a 4 hybrid. They can not have any hybrids. They can pick fairway woods. They can choose their irons, 4 wedges, 2 wedges. You can really change it up and make it extremely custom. And since I've been a PGA professional and teaching full-time for 30 years, I really don't know of any other company that does that.
I was out in Carlsbad, and one of the competitors has their location out there.
Right.
And they certainly don't do that. I had a buddy that was a rep for Callaway, and I got a great tour, but they certainly didn't do what Ping does.
Ping is, like I said, a family-owned business, which I love that. And, they're located in the United States. They do farm out some of their manufacturing overseas, but most of their product is made in-house. And we were talking, my husband and I had the opportunity to speak with a lot of people that work for Ping while we were in the factory. And I was so impressed with the fact that their employees love Ping. Like, people don't want to retire. They keep working. And they have a lot of longevity in that company, which is so hard to find anymore. Yes, it brings consistency. And it's just a fantastic company. We get wonderful service. Our rep was just here. And this week, we're going to have the Ping van here, which...
That's Wednesday, isn't it?
It starts Monday, and they're going to be here every day for a week.
And the weather's warming up, too.
And the weather's warming up. So the Ping fitters are coming out from the factory, from at Phoenix. They're going to be here with their van set up if people want to come out and get a club fitting open to the public. And this is something that's only going on in select areas around the country, they've grounded the vans for the last 2 years. They have not been doing any mobile club fitting like they're doing, and they've just started up again. We're really excited to host it here. My husband and I have been Ping Club Fitters of the Year. We've won that award from Ping. And so for
we
us,
should come see you then.
Yeah, for us, we're just so thrilled to have that van and a special thing like that. And they chose us. We did not ask for the van. They called us and said, we want to bring it to Cove K. So we're thrilled with that.
That's great. I got to ask you one quick question on the women's side of golf, LPGA. I'm sure you're I looked at your bio and very impressive. And they just had the Solheim Cup in my hometown, Des Moines, Iowa, this past year.
Yes.
At Des Moines Golf and Country Club, and several of my buddies there. But I think it's pretty impressive that even, the old hardliners like me that weren't into women's sports, now, I'm following LPGA. And it's not because of how attractive they are. It's how long they hit the ball and what great golfers they are.
Women's golf has really changed since I grew up playing golf. When I was playing high school golf, I was the only girl on the boys' team. When I played college golf, I had to play on the men's team. I went to a small school. I went to Virginia Wesleyan. Yep. And I had to play on the men's team, and it was rough.
Well, it's rough for the guys because you're probably pounding them.
Well, now what's happened because of club fitting, because these young girls are getting properly fit for clubs, they have what I call more of a men's athletic swing. It has really changed on the LPGA Tour since the days of Nancy Lopez and Meg Mallon and even Julie Inkster, who is still playing. But when they started, those girls are all, I'm a little younger than they are, but they're all in my era. And
I've been fortunate enough to meet Nancy Lopez, and what a class act.
She's a class act, but, the equipment has changed so much that these girls are able to make a more athletic swing now. They're able to be more on plane. Nancy Lopez is known for the little lift before she takes the club away. She lifted her hands up, and I believe that was from years of playing with clubs that were too upright for her.
I never thought of
that.
that.
So she had to lift her hands to flatten the club out because the clubs probably were never really fitted to her.
They're men's clubs.
That's right.
Yeah.
So these girls now can stay on plane. They can get more distance, more power with better equipment and better instruction. And it's just an all-around different situation now for them out there. It's a more athletic game.
Well, and a lot more young ladies are participating now, too.
That's right. We have a young gal here today. She's on the range right now. Her name is Bianca Sol Cruz, and we're very proud of Bianca. Bianca has just been awarded a full 4-year scholarship to Stetson University.
Oh, my.
And she is one of...
Is that her out there dancing right
that's
now?
That's her out there dancing. She's trying to stay warm.
Yeah.
But she's gotten a full ride. She's been playing competitive golf since we started. My husband and I started working with her when she was about 8 years old. And she is just fantastic. She travels. She takes her game on the road. She's got a lot of skills. She's shooting low scores, which girls in high school, when I was coming up, it wasn't as competitive. Bianca can break par, and she is really something. We're very proud of her.
Hey, Pat, here's the problem. Tyler, you and I could play our best round, and she could give us 12 strokes, and she'd still beat us.
Oh, I don't doubt that at all.
I'm going to let Bianca say a few words.
Well, here's this young lady, Bianca, and which high school do you go to, young lady? I'll get you. There you go.
Thank you. I go to Indian Rocks Christian.
And how long have you been playing golf? Since 8 years old, I think Pat said?
Yeah, 8 or 9. So I've been with them for maybe roughly 8 to 9 years now.
Were your parents passionate golfers, or just something that you got attracted to and wanted to pursue on your own?
Well, my sister got a club from like a flea market, and so they were thinking, hey.
All my clubs are from flea markets.
They're like, oh, hey, let's see if the little sister likes it too. I was just thinking, I just want to find something I could beat my sister at. Maybe just one time. So it was like mostly like sibling
rivalry
for the most of the time. And then when she graduated high school, I was just like, oh, well, I don't know what to do now. I'm just going to try to be the best I can then.
Well, she should get credit for your success then, because she motivated you to be a success and to beat her, right?
Yeah. She could still outdrive me, though.
Let's talk about women's golf. Who was your role model on the women's tour?
Okay. I would say more like Brittany Lincecum because I was like, wow, she could
Well,
drive
she's
so
from this
far.
area, too,
and that
yeah.
too. I'm
She's
like,
from
oh
this
my
area.
gosh, she could do this so well. And then her and NB Park.
I'm a Paula Creamer person myself. I always liked that pink look that she had,
Yeah.
and you know, she had a great career and still playing, obviously.
Mhm.
But so you're going to go to Stetson, is that right?
Yes, sir.
You looking forward to it?
Oh yeah, I'm so excited.
Now, I have to be honest with you. I'm from the Midwest. I've only been here 7 months, so I'm not real familiar with their golf program. Are they known for their women's golf program?
I feel bad saying this. I don't really know because I don't.
You're just
really
going to go there and play.
Yeah, I want to have fun with golf. I don't really look into like college sports. I kind of already look at pro stuff already.
You're already thinking that far ahead. That's great for you.
If I can get there, that'd be great.
So how many tournaments do you play in a year?
Oh, I wouldn't know. At least
Weekly?
almost in the summer, almost weekly, and then during like winter or fall season when school is around, maybe at least 2 a month. So
Really?
it's like
Do you travel all over the country or just
just
down
a
here
lot
regionally?
more in Florida.
Yeah.
Like in the past, I have gone to North Carolina, and I don't remember what tournament it was, but I was invited to go to Italy. But I'm like, that was on my sister's birthday, and she was just going to college.
And
that
she had
year.
just motivated you to get this career going.
So I didn't want to just.
You couldn't
like,
burn her on her birthday.
Yeah, I'm like, oh no.
I think, given the information that I've gotten, you're going to have plenty of opportunities to travel, and I'm sure you'll make the boot Italy one of your stops. Well, young lady, you better get back out there with Pat and hit some balls. And I certainly wouldn't want to be in the same cart with you because you'd have a lot of laughs. I just hand you your clubs. Tyler and I would just hand clubs to you. Maybe I could get you to sign this contract as an agent for you. All right. Well, good luck with your career, and thanks for taking a few moments to join us here on the tee. And
Thank you very
looks
much.
like you got a great mentor in Pat.
Yeah, they're great. I love them.
All right. Have a great day and stay warm.
Thank you. You too.
Absolutely. We got to take a break. When we come back, we'll have a conversation. We'll be back here on the tee on 1040 WHBO.
There's not like any time I've ever been in before.
My grandfather thinks the town is cursed. All the bad.
The restaurant's different.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Boobies. That was good.
Oh my God, I'm sitting next to a young lady.
But
That's okay. I'm used to this weird talk because I have like all my friends are guys,
Oh,
so they're
my
just
word.
like they're so. They're kind of vulgar, but it's kind of
Thank
funny.
you, Bianca.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Hope to see you again.
Kelly, would you thank you? Oh, excuse me. Hi, it's Melinda. Hi, nice to meet you. Tyler, nice to meet you. I do the beverage. Really.
Well, you're my favorite person on the golf course. I can talk to you more about anything.
And I make like handmade cocktails out there. Like,
She makes the best
I do.
drinks.
I do.
Oh.
I mean,
What's your last name, Melinda?
It's Shamblin, S-H-A-M.
My new best friend.
Yeah, she really is awesome. I make homemade sangria, homemade margaritas. Should I put this on?
Yeah. Maybe I could drive around the rest of the day and I could be your guinea pig.
The restaurant's real nice in here. Maybe you guys can get into.
Yep.
I'll text it to her.
You a Yankee fan?
Yeah.
Hey Gerardo, does this sound any better? Any louder? Same. Just messing with a couple things on the board.
Yeah, Mr. Iowa, you're cold.
Welcome back to On the Tee. We are live from Cove K Golf Club. There's a little caddy shack for you, Tyler.
Now we're going to be talking about something that you and I actually have some knowledge on. We're going to talk to Melinda Shamblin. She's the food and beverage manager here at Cove K Club, and thanks for taking some time so we sound a little bit educated about the questions. Like, let's talk about some of the cocktails that you specialize in. That's a gorgeous place inside. I'll tell you what.
Yes, it's beautiful, and we have the best view in Tampa Bay.
I was wandering around in there earlier. I'm like, holy moly.
Absolutely. Best view in Tampa Bay, best food. Our food is amazing. We've got wonderful chefs, great service.
Best owners.
Best owners ever.
She's looking right at you. You better say that. Pat and Bill Shriver, they're kind enough to host us here. But talk about your cocktails that you make when you're out there in the cart, because I might have to drive around today and taste
Absolutely, absolutely. I make a mean margarita. I make homemade margaritas every morning. I make homemade sangria. I have
How about hot chocolate
the best
today?
Bloody Mary mix, hot chocolate and Bailey's. Absolutely,
Atta girl.
I am ready for you.
You'll go through that today. I assure you
Sure,
that.
I will. And we carry a wide variety of beverages. I make fresh sandwiches every morning, and just whatever you need, and whatever you need and I don't have, they have it at the restaurant. You can just pop in at the turn.
Kind of like at Augusta. Do you ever make a pimento sandwich?
I have not. That sounds actually
you might
really gross.
Try that. I know. Tell you what, they fly through them. I've been to the Masters a couple times, and they are gross.
Yeah, it sounds really gross.
It's just the allure of you want a pimento, you want a mint julep when you go to the Kentucky Derby, but yeah.
I've never been in the mood for a pimento, actually.
Well,
I've never felt that craving, actually.
Well, you're not missing anything. Now, Tyler, if you're on the golf course and this young lady pulls up, what are you ordering?
Usually
you're probably just a beer guy.
Gatorade or a Powerade or maybe even water.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. We have a lot of that, too. You got to stay hydrated, Tyler. Got to stay hydrated. Absolutely.
Well, I would like a water and some kind of special lemonade concoction with vodka in it.
I absolutely have that. Of course, I've got fresh fruit for your lemonade as well. I've got, I make the best Bloody Mary mix in town.
Pat's over here nodding her head saying yes. The best Bloody Marys in town.
Yes, I do. Oh, and I do. I live on the property as well. Been here for 18 years.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
God,
and it's such a
tough
beautiful.
on the eyes, isn't it?
And I know, it really is. And it's such a beautiful, like, little oasis. If you're driving down 19, you would never know this gorgeous property is here. But it's, once you get in here, you'll never want to leave.
We're talking to Melinda Shamblin. We're live from Cove K Golf Club here on the Tee on 1040 WHBO. And I'll be honest with you, I drove by here like 15 times looking for the place because I'm only been in here 7 months, and as I said earlier, Iowa stands for idiots out wandering aimlessly. And I barely made it here today, but once you get in here, like you said, it's an oasis.
It is. It really is. We've got views right on the bay, and like I said, our restaurant has the best view in town, and surprisingly, our menu is really big for a golf course. It's not just hamburgers and hot dogs and nachos. I mean, we have
it's a spectacular-looking clubhouse.
It really is. It's very beautiful, and people don't even know, but you don't have to play golf or even to be a member or live here to come in and eat at the restaurant.
Oh, so it's open to the public.
It's open to the public all the time. So we're open until 8:30 in the evening. We've got live music every Sunday night, and the public is welcome to come in for that as well.
I wore long pants today just to make certain that I fit in, but if you have live music and great cocktails, I'm in, flip-flops and shorts. How about you, Tyler?
I'm right there.
Absolutely. Well, we'll keep you warm inside.
We'll even let TC come in with the flip-flops, and we'll have a bite to eat sometime. And I don't know if we're going to get out here and hack up this course. It's too nice for
it is
hacks
beautiful.
Like us. Are you a golfer?
I do not play golf, no. I'm out here 5 days a week. Like
you watch enough interesting and entertaining shots and good, bad, and the ugly. And people like little Bianca, they're out here, great golfers. of
She's
course,
awesome.
and
She's
Pat
awesome.
And Bill Shriver. What a nice track. I'll tell you what, even though it's a little chilly for you guys, I just feel very fortunate to be out here today because I just talked to a friend of mine on the air from Des Moines, Iowa. It's 6 below zero. So
Yeah,
you
they're
think
not
you're
playing
cold
golf
right
there
now?
today. They're not playing golf in Iowa
it's
today.
It's warm here. Just remember that, everybody out listening. Come on out and play golf today. And all you got to do is throw on some sweaters.
I have 2 pairs of pants on and about 3 shirts.
You're
so
layered. Are you
I'm
going to be
layered.
out there in the course today?
Absolutely. I'm going to go start selling some stuff as soon as I'm done with you.
Oh, my God. Well, Melinda, we appreciate you taking time to join us.
All
and
right,
I'm going
thank
to
you
take
very
you up
much.
on one of those cocktails when I get off the air.
Absolutely. I'll be around.
All right.
Thanks,
kid.
you guys.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
Stay warm.
I will.
Yeah, that was, I can't wait to taste the
1 minute.
cocktail she's going to make me. Well, my friend, you toughed it out. I appreciate you sitting next to me.
No, not a problem. It was a great time, great guest, great conversation.
Well,
Couldn't ask for more.
We're going to do a lot more of this. In fact, we're going to have all kinds of contests. We'll be giving away, and a lot of them are going to be unique, as I said. We'll do a lot of great movie trivia. Even if you're not a golf fan, you'll want to tune in. We're going to have a lot of professional athletes that I've been fortunate enough to meet. In fact, Fred McGriff. I was listening to the fishing guys. Didn't know who Fred McGriff is. Well, we got to see if he's a golfer. All right, so you got a show after this, huh?
Yes, sir. Tailgater University
Buddy,
coming up next.
I better go get you some socks.
Oh, I'm good. I'm good.
All right. Well, I want to thank Tyler for holding me up here in the studio here as well. And, of course, this was our initial stop. And next week we'll see you again here on the tee. Stay tuned for Tailgate University next here on 1040 WHBO.
Ike was such a sweet, lovable animal, and people would want to pet him, and they'd come up and they'd get close to him, and it would be this instant, oh, my dad didn't want to touch him. Like, ew, get the stinky dog away from me.
Even after we give Forget the whole time. 14. No, it's fine. You did a great job.
You did great.